So Carnival season is upon us. The signs of it were always there. Um, One of the first things that I tend to notice around Carnival season is the way people tend to drive. The driving gets significantly more aggressive, and a lot of it has to do with people just leaving a party. They hype from the party for many different reasons, and they gunning up and down all the place. Also, second, people are tired, and normally when you're tired, it's easier for you to be cranky. Third, there are foreigners who come down here, whether they from St. Vincent and came down, or whether they're from overseas and they come down and they like rent a vehicle or something, and some of them don't really like do a good job. Like they're not really that good. Well, it's not that they're not good at driving. They're just not accustomed to the little rules that we have. For example, to drive from where I am to the gap, I know there are certain places where two vehicles could pass, but once some pass, only one vehicle could pass. So if you see a vehicle coming, you know exactly where to turn off to give the other person a chance to come. But since there's so many people who are not familiar with the road on the road, all of a sudden like they would come up and then you would have to like make some kind of do some kind of maneuver you've almost never had to do in all the years of living there, just to make it convenient for people who just aren't familiar with the area. And that kind of makes things a little more annoying, added to the fact that everybody is so much more aggressive. Private drivers are so much more aggressive. It feels like the average driver becomes like a van driver, and if you're from St. Vincent, you understand what I mean. It's just interesting. Like I was in town, and normally like you're trying to get to the other side, and some people are pushy, because some people are so pushy. They're like, yeah, because they want to go where they're going. They push you, and then other people, I don't know, but the vast majority of intentions tend to just be like, yeah, just go with the flow. Means people chill. But it seemed like there was a lot more aggressive people. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy being on the road. I think it's the least safe time to be on the road in St. Vincent. But you gotta do what you gotta do. But that's, to me, a negative aspect of it. Everything has positives and negatives, but that's a negative thing to it. But when Carnival time starts to come, the music in the vans, like I don't go, I should add, I'm saying from my perspective as somebody who does not leave the house much. So I know somebody who's always out will notice a bunch of different things that change. Um oh shit, now I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, the music in the vans, like the vans would pass by and you hear them, and you hear dancehall, you hear some soca, you hear some hip hop, some pop music every once in a while too. But around carnival time, you start to notice all the music in the bars, everything is starting to shift a little bit more and more to soca. Then next thing you know, pretty much every van is playing soca. And with the playing of soca, because it's such a joyful, exuberant genre of music, it's almost like it lifts the spirits of the people. So there tends to be an excitement, tends to be like an excitement in the air, and it just kind of builds, like people who don't really normally post that much on social media, they start to post a bit more because they're going to events, and then like the people who even like the people who post, social media influencers, even their posts start to pick up, and then you see like the different outfits that people pick out, and you could, and then they go to the event, they post the photos, they have the little clips of them having fun, stories start to get crazy, and well, I've recently gone back on Twitter for a little bit. I've and on Twitter is where I tend to find most of the complaining, complaining, because that's what Twitter is for a lot of people. There's somewhere to get their thoughts out. You know. But it's a different atmosphere. It's a different atmosphere. You just see people driving by you in the morning just covered in paint, paint and powder. It's it's a very interesting time. I enjoy the carnival season. I enjoy it. There was one year in 2016 when I was with Captain John going all the place with Captain John. That was my first carnival experience, and it was insane. I enjoyed it so much, and every year, like, so it does have a special place in my heart. I've gone to Saint Lucia, gone to Antigua, I've gone to Dominica. Dominica was the least capitalistic. When I say capitalistic, I consider those that are like way more expensive, you know, like the expensive costumes and, you know, like a luxury experience. I consider that type of luxury to be capitalistic, which is whatever, you know. But Dominica has the least capitalistic one I've seen. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed Dominica so much. I enjoyed Dominica so much. Lucian Soca has a special place in my heart. But anyway, what else changes? I mean, obviously, you know, a lot more foreigners. Point blank period. Just a lot more foreigners, a lot more accents when you're walking by. You know, you're just hearing like you hear Vincent accent so much, and every once in a while you hear like an American accent or like a British accent, and now it's just all these accents are just other Caribbean islands, all kind of things. So you just keep hearing these new accents popping up, and then after Tuesday, it's almost like everything just goes right back to normal. So Carnival Tuesday, after Carnival Tuesday, I think they probably have like one more event or something. I don't know. I even think it's yeah, Wednesday is not a holiday, so you know people will be on the road for Carnival till whatever time. Be it go home, go to sleep, and wake up and go right back to work like nothing happened. After a weekend of so much excitement, so much alcohol, so much partying, you just wake up the next day and just have to go right back to like normal life. It's the craziest thing. And you know the bad drivers will slowly fade away. People will eventually get more rest. Then you know they're not as hyped anymore. So the average person is now going back to just casually just you know driving about their business without a single care about how their driving affects other people. Yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say. As you can see, outside is beautiful. Beautiful outside. All right, that's all. Bye.